Hello all. Storm is, still, it stopped snowing and stuff in my area, but we still have a massive amount of snow. Like, pretty much none of it has melted. And so today, we had a snow day, and then tomorrow we're also having a snow day. So already 2 days in a row with no classes. But you think on paper that, yay, that sounds so dope. Neither way, that sounds like such a great deal. Well, no, it kind of isn't. Because, I do enjoy the majority of my classes, and I enjoy being productive. But now both of those are pretty much out of the question. For now, 2 days in a row. Man, I did some stuff today. I did more figure drawing practice. Nothing really noteworthy to share. Although, I probably will share it here in a minute. Why not? I did promise I'd share more of my art on here, so I will here in a second. But other than that, I just hung around, did my laundry. I read a bunch of comics. Let me show you. I have a ton of comics that I like going to a lot of used comic stores and bookstores and just buying a bunch of comics and the cheap whatever or discount comics or whatever. And I always get a really good deal on them. One of the used bookstores that I always go to, you get a bunch of these for 25 cents each. And so I just got a massive amount. This isn't even all the ones that I have. It's mostly X-Men and Wolverine because those are my favorites. We got a bunch of X-Men. I got some Wolverine, more Wolverine. I got some Spider-Man and stuff in there too. But yeah. And again, I have even more here. Basically, whatever I think looks interesting, I grab. And again, it's always for super cheap. But now I have a ton to read. I read a few. I already got. I read an issue of Power Girl, a DC hero, and then a few random ones. Someone had dropped off a bunch of random comics from Free Comic Book Day. So I grabbed some of those. One of them was a Spawn one, which I'm pretty sure was just a republishing of the very first Spawn issue. I don't really know much about Spawn. All I know is that he looks pretty cool. And then I had one, and then another Free Comic Book Day one that I picked up was apparently Grumpy Cat, the ancient internet meme, had its own comic book series. So that was one of the ones I read too. Yeah, just I just love picking up any random cool comics. I even have a Conan comic that I also picked up from a local used comic store that I went to once to get all those comics, and it's really cool. I'm a fan of the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. I watched them with my dad, and I think they're pretty dope. Really the pinnacle of '80s dark fantasy movies. But but that was basically just today. I mean, I went out and, I ate properly better. I ate better a little bit today, I guess. But yeah, and then I started up Morrowind, and I have officially started the Bloodmoon expansion of Morrowind, which is the other expansion of Morrowind besides Tribunal, which I've already finished pretty much everything in Tribunal. I've gotten everything just about. I finished every side quest that I could. I'm pretty sure I got myself prevented myself from doing 2 of them because I think I killed some NPCs, so I couldn't do 2 of them, I think. But anyways, yeah. So it's going pretty good so far. Some really neat lore and quests and stuff. Only thing is, I think I got a little bit stuck on a quest. Essentially, I have to go to all these different stones and do rituals for the skull, which are basically this tribe that live up north. So essentially with Bloodmoon, for those who don't know, it takes place on the island of Solstein, this really cold island inhabited mostly by the Nords, who are basically Vikings in Elder Scrolls. However, the Imperials, the Empire, have set up a fort up there, as well as their company, the East Empire Company, to build up a settlement. So it's 2 parts. You have the Empire, who have a fort there, and I've gotten to the part of the storyline where the captain I was reporting to has been kidnapped by werewolves. Yeah, werewolves are in this one, and so now I got to go get them. And then the other part is the East Empire Company, who are setting up a brand new colony Raven Rock. And so essentially what's really cool about Bloodmoon is that Solstheim, the same setting, is used for a later DLC for Elder Scrolls, this time for Skyrim Dragonborn. And so you get to visit the same location, in a different game, except, 200 years apart in universe. And it's really cool. I've played through Dragonborn a ton of times. This is my first time playing Bloodmoon. And I've already seen some familiar places. So that's cool. But yeah, with that being said, I'm going to go and showcase the anatomy figure sketches that I did today. So let's get into that. Yeah, so here's the figure drawing studies I did today for practice. I try to practice about 30-40 minutes or so each day. Fortunately, sometimes I'm just too busy or tired to get into it, and I feel lazy about it. But essentially, yeah, how I mostly practice is I mostly look up reference on Pinterest, like models posing in different dynamic poses and stuff, and I try to copy what I see, but also trying to build out what I see. Kind of trying to use the building blocks instead of just, copying exactly what I see, because copying just exactly what I see won't help me exactly, kind of breaking it down is how you learn. So essentially I found this really neat picture. It was basically a collage of this model, and they had this big old Warhammer or whatever, and I thought that was a really neat prop. It was fun to draw. A bunch of poses and stuff. Those are just random head studies I did without reference, so they look bad. Especially that one, looking like Lord Voldemort, how flat his dang face is. And then here's more. I did a lot more. Let me turn it around. I think these did a little bit better, I guess. I tried drawing hair on that one. I need to focus on hair. I'm not good with hair. That's why I draw all my characters bald. Yeah. I need to work on breaking down the poses a little bit more. I think I did okay with this. You can see all the building blocks with where the joints and the arms are built out and stuff, that sort of deal. Because essentially that's how you really learn anatomy. Just copying from pictures, that won't really that won't really help you out as much as breaking down, really understanding and studying. And then I drew Walter White when I was finished because I was bored. But that's the gist of it. As for personal fun projects I'm working on, I may do some doodles here in a second, because I always have a folder on my phone of random fun crap I want to draw. But also I'm working on a fun little piece, a funny meme or whatever that'll show off on the channel once it's finished. I'm doing it on my digital tablet. I'm still working on it, but again, it's just a little doodle. So all I really need to do is finish the line work and then color it, and it'll be done. It's just a few more hours and it'll be finished. Again, it's just something real simple and just a stupid idea I've had floating in my head for a while. But I digress. Hope this wasn't too boring, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side tomorrow. I hope you all stay safe and warm from the storm, and good night.